Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. There you go.
Your two favorite guys, Ryan and Steve, from the Vinyl Record Mission.
Hey everybody, Steve and
Ryan
here from the Vinyl Record Mission, and we just wanted to respond to a thread that we saw, well actually a video that Dillon over at Noble Records did regarding record collecting not being fun anymore, and is vinyl record collecting dead. And first of all, before we even go any further, I just want to say that we have the utmost respect for Dillon and what he's accomplished over the last few years, as far as record store curating, and the collection that guy has is just unbelievable. And when I saw the video, I thought to myself, Ryan and I have been in that position before. We owned a record store, and we had carte blanche. I mean, we had people coming through the door bringing us boxes and boxes of records, and I mean, we had record collections come in suitcases sometimes. It was just so much fun. And Beatles after Beatles, we probably had like 7 or 8 Butcher covers roll through there, huh?
Yeah.
You name it. I mean, we had a U-Haul truck with Blue Note records full of Prestige and all other kinds of stuff. And yeah, you get spoiled after a while, man. I mean, it's like when you don't have to go out and look for it like you used to, it can be very, very fun. Trust us, right? I mean, we were having a blast. It was such a great time. I grew my collection in ways that I don't do anymore. But we've got a love for it first and foremost. And after we sold the store, I went to work full time, and I realized that I wasn't going to be looking at boxes full of unpeeled bananas and chocolate watches anymore. And I never let myself get on that 13th floor elevator, that bad luck feeling, because really the bottom line is that record collecting it's always fun. It just depends on how you look at it. Don't set yourself up for disappointment all the time. If you stop looking because you're not finding what you want, then pretty much you're not going to find what you want. You have to continue. It's like anything else in life. It's like relationships, your job, your career, your dreams, your goals, anything. You have to keep going. Never quit. It's not always going to be fun. It's not always going to be easy. And, that's pretty much the lesson that we learned. I might have a few years on you there, Dillon, son. And, these are just sometimes life lessons that we learn over the course of our lives. And, we still collect. I mean, look this is what I got to do now to find a few decent records that I like. I mean, this is full of records that other people might like, but believe me, I got to go through a lot of junk just to get a few gems for my own collection. But again, that's part of it, and I'm lucky to have this at my fingertips. Before this happened, I was going out, but there's ways to be a record collector and continue to have the records come to you, even if you're not a record store owner, or a record buyer like Ryan here. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm sorry to hear that you're not having as much fun as you were before, Dillon. But anytime you want to trade, we're up for it. We talked about it. We're willing. If you want to come over, we'll trade you this storage unit here and all the records that we got for your store and your collection, man.
All 3 storage units you could have.
Yeah. So no, but you've done an amazing job with your label, and just the curating of your store. It's just awesome, and your collection is, I mean, it's bar none probably one of the best in the vinyl community, if not the best. So what do you got to say, Ryan? Anything?
Just not everything comes in on a golden platter anymore. I think, like anything, when you realize something was great, it's yours. It's easy to say, oh man, if I would have saved this back in the day. Like I always refer to baseball cards. I used to own baseball card stores in the 90s, and they used to always come in. Customers would always come in and say, oh man, I had all those 1952s and 1960 tops and all that. But I used to put them on my bicycle spokes, or I got rid of them. My son went to military. We got rid of. That's why they're worth a lot of money. So back then I used to say, well, that's you got rid of that stuff, and that's why it's worth money. So back on records, not everything rolls in on a golden platter anymore. It's not 20 years ago. So nowadays we traded off, like, say, a store, and we're still doing the same thing, but we're funneling through thousands of records to find a few good records. And that's actually what I think is the thrill.
Yeah.
It's not opening, it's easy when I go out and look at a collection and there's a box of records and 99 of the 100 records in that box is it's all gold. That's pretty fun because, that's good stuff, but I like to buy the 13,000 record collection, and we have to dig through and do this kind of stuff here. And I always remember one time we went to a mobile home park, and we had went through this trailer, a mobile home, literally brought it all back. We bought everything, and man, it was just junk. And then all of a sudden,
we bought it for junk price.
We bought it for junk price.
What did we get? Like $150?
Yeah, we were helping them out, helping them clean it out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was 99.99% country, and the one record that wasn't, it was a
Sunny Stitt. Mono Impulse white label promo, unplayed, mint condition, still in my collection today. And we'll probably show that on another episode, but yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so having the shop was cool. When you get records coming in all day, that's fun because you don't got to do a lot of work. But then when we're out hustling and doing the work like this, there's something about that. It's like the thrill of having to go through stuff, and you're going through junk, 46 Glenn Campbell records, then all of a sudden, bam, there's a record you've never seen before, and you look it up, and it's some rare, only a couple hundred made, or something cool. So there's a thrill about that I think keeps you going and stuff. Like right now, we're still excited every Monday to come down here and dig through boxes that we haven't really looked at. So it's kind of that feel of like, hey, we might find something cool in there, and everybody has different tastes too. We might find something that we're not really into, and then somebody is really into that, and that's why we have a bunch of followers and people like different things.
Yeah, so. That's true. And then people collect for different reasons, so I can see how Dillon's perspective on record collecting and how it's changed over the last 5 years or so, or recently it seems. Is because of what he does. It's because he's a record store owner. He's got his own record label. He's also a collector. I don't know what rare records are left for him to find. It's kind of like having,
Well, it's like, I got one. It's like, so I'm a big Angel baseball fan. Yeah. So it's like going to the Angel game. And when I go to the Angel game, I sit in Diamond Club tickets, which are right behind home plate. Top tickets of the whole place, right? And then a week later, my buddy calls and says, hey, I got some tickets to the Angel game. You want to go to the game? And I'm not trying to be a snob, but I'm like, oh, where are those tickets at? Because if he tells me they're up in the nosebleeds, I'm making an excuse. And it's kind of, you get spoiled, I think, in that situation. You like with records, you get great stuff all the time, then all of a sudden, but it's a whole different look at it. Now I pick up these big collections and find some really cool stuff. Might not be worth $1,000, but it might be worth $10, but rare and never seen before. It might be obscure or something. So I think that's kind of the fun of it also.
It's like golfing. How many of you guys actually like golf but really just suck at it? Most people that golf suck. You're lucky if you break 110 cheating, but you go back again because you get that one birdie, or you connect with that one tee shot that actually lands in the fairway, it goes like 250 yards, and you're like, oh, I'm coming back again, Yeah. The booze helps too.
Yeah,
when
that
you're out
helps.
there getting drunk and
Yeah.
having a good time. But
Yeah.
record collecting is just always fun. There's so many adventures that come out of it, and I think that's what we look for now is we're not expecting anything when we go out there. Just don't expect anything, because you set your standards too high and you're always going to be disappointed. So, yeah, no, I get it. I get where Dillon's coming from. But for all the other record collectors out there who are not as fortunate to be in his situation, don't give up, man. Don't give up. Just keep on going out there and, have a good time and take a chance on some records and know how to use your phone to make sure that you're, not buying a bunch of crap and because that can actually start to get, discouraging too. When you bring records home and they sound like crap. And,
I think the most important thing also though is buy what you want. Mm-hmm. I think the most important thing is buy what you like, buy what you want for your collection. Not necessarily because it's expensive. If you're a collector, you buy what you want. It could be sentimental. Mm-hmm. Steve buys a lot of monkey records with monkeys on there because they like monkeys,
Yeah.
So
that's our nickname for each other. My
so
wife calls me Monkey. I call her Monkey. So
I think you just kind of buy what you want, buy what you like. Don't worry about what other people say. So
yeah,
that's my tip.
Now, in response to his follow-up video, which to me it really threw me for a loop. It was kind of like almost bipolar-ish or something. I was like, one day Dillon's saying that he's not having fun anymore and his record collecting dead, and then the next week he's letting us know why it's the best time ever to be a record collector. Man, it's like, what the hell? But anyways,
roller coaster.
Yeah, man. I mean, we all have emotions, different emotions. But
roller coaster.
Yeah, it is a great time. To me, it's always a great time to be a record collector. Ryan and me together have been doing this for 10, 12 years or so. And me before that, I did it for 10 years prior to that. So, it's always a good time to collect. And when the market takes a turn the way it is, the way Dillon said, that people are starting to, bring in collections and there's no more good stuff in them, might not be good stuff for him, but people are going to be dumping their records at garage sales, at estate sales, and what might not be good to Dillon might be great to us or to somebody else who is not always looking for those grails, because he's got his collection pretty well beefed up already. So he doesn't really, he doesn't need anything like we do. Our collections are nice, but I guarantee you they're not as good as Dillon's. So yeah, it's a great time, because when people start selling their records off, then the market opens up, the prices come down and soften a little bit, because there's more, the supply and demand is not, as it was when everybody was grabbing up the records. So I've found over the years that, record collecting has always been cyclical. It's like the real estate market. And I've always capitalized during the times when people are selling off their records. And then you just, if you're into the selling game, you hold on to them. And I'll tell you what, there's always this small percentage of the market that feeds the entire hobby. And I'm talking about, if you're into selling, Japan and overseas, the UK, California, they're always buying. They're always buying. The hardcore record collectors are always buying, and they never give up, and they never get tired. They never get sad or anything. They're collectors, and they will always collect, and they'll always buy. So the prices might fluctuate, but you will still be able to sell records, the right records, to the right people. So yeah, never get discouraged. The market, there's always a way to adapt to the market. As far as, and I think this is a great time to be a record collector.
I think it's always been, huh?
Yeah,
It really has.
I've picked up some collections outside of here, just from people. Put your feelers out there, make some business cards, pass them out, just with your phone number. It says, "I buy records." I buy records. Give them everywhere you go. Give them to all the artists. I'm giving away my secrets on how I got most of my collections. I pass my cards out at work, and that probably has to do with me I was a real estate agent for 20 years, and what do you think we do? Yeah, anybody thinking of buying or selling? Oh, here's my business card. So you do the same thing with records, and here 6 months down the road, you're getting a phone call from somebody, their grandfather just died, and they don't know what to do with his collection. Bingo, you're in there first, no cherry picking. And you have to learn how to create opportunities as well in this business. You can't just wait for opportunities to come to you. So anyways, that's about all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any thoughts
No,
from you?
that's it.
No? All right, man. Well, Dillon, thanks for the thought-provoking video and for getting people thinking and getting the wheels turning. And this always helps to have different perspectives in the vinyl community. And again, man, cheer up, son. You got it good. All right. This is Steve and Ryan. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Vinyl Record Mission. Deuce.
See ya.
If you haven't, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Vinyl Record Mission so that way you don't miss out on any future content. More videos coming your way.